Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we finish off Week 6 with a good Monday nighter between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Big article in the paper this morning talking about how they wanted to get chunk plays in the run game. Well, early on, there's a good one.
There is, and for guys on defense, they've got to remember the old adage. You've got to meet force with force, and if you don't, you get run over, as they did on that last play.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Once again, they run with Mixon. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. It's Mixon on the counter. And some space here. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sag it back at the 36. Kenneth Murray, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. To Mixon on the check down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
And he'll be brought down inside the 4-yard line.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Play action. It's Herbert. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. The Chargers at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Herbert running left off the option. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
3rd and goal and still a long way from the end zone. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. His 6th touchdown on the ground, number 7 overall. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw is caught here by Anderson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
Second and 8 coming up. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Mahomes to throw. Got him in. It's Tyquan Thornton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Flushed out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
Now it's Mahomes again. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert, his throw incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is,
well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's
rush coming, and he's taken down. Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Charger drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In the case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Chargers. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. In a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick 6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to roll on that one, and it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. This goes out wide from Mixon. And some room to work. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Now Mahomes. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They go play fake. Mahomes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play. They forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
And again, it's Mahomes. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. on second down. Mahomes completes this one to Thornton. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult.
And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chiefs' 19-yard line.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This from 36 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
61 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On second down, they'll run it here. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. Now here's Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. More from L.A. in a moment. suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
He'll try again. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Chargers have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives him a 3-point lead. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you get success, you want to just keep pounding away.
No success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. That's taken on the 25. It's a return of 5 following a pop of 42 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
Yeah, we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Herbert now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Fred Warner. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down on coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. He's got a man. Complete. 20. 10. Touchdown, LA. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Chargers use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Set down to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Finding Mixon here again on back-to-back plays. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Chiefs are right back in this football game. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Burnett. He's going to air one out for Anderson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Robbie Anderson. 95 yards. And the Chiefs have taken a 4th quarter lead. Well, there you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
Well, let's just go back to his rookie year because he's able to get his feet wet, right? Get a little bit of experience. Now I think here in year 2, the game will slow down for him, and we'll see his true talents come out.
set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
99 yards rushing for him so far as this terrific season continues here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Wide open receiver complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Here's Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Chargers put together a fourth-quarter drive to take the lead.
Extra point splits the uprights. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Isaiah Simmons in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football
throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
They'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And they take a knee.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those